Hey folks, we're going to do a quick run how to go from Revit to Power BI as soon as possible without getting lost in the technical details. So let's get started. First thing is in VIM Enterprise, I'm going to start a new project and it's going to be using local Revit. I'm going to call this Skanska Speed Run. Okay, now I'm going to scroll to the top here and go get my Revit file. In this case, it starts with an underscore. That way I always know which one is my file. I've already created a file here in 3D that's called VIM, and that has all the proper phase filters and templates on it. In here, I need to select the proper Revit file. So I already know it's Revit 2024. So I'm just going to go back and select the Revit exe for Revit 24. Now I need to put a VIM file somewhere. In this case, I'm just going to place it here and override the existing VIM file. Okay, so the blob storage is always going to be the same. So I'm just going to paste that here. In this case, your IT is going to give you this data, and the database connection string, you're going to need a new one for every single project. So when you have a new project you want in Power BI, you call your IT, you say, hey, I've got a new database. It's called Skanska Speed Run. Can you create it for me? And they're going to give you this magic connection string. Now, everything else fills out automatically. At this point, I can press run. And is going to open Revit and start the extraction. It's going to create a VIM file first off, which is optimized all the geometry and the parameters. And then that VIM file is going to be converted into a database. So whether it's the template that your BIM director has given you or the one that is still the default template that we provide you, you're going to want to get that Revit template, copy it in your folder, and just give it, the name of your project so you can differentiate it. I'm going to open that template right away. We can see it's quite a low number, so I already know it's an empty template. And then as soon as our database is ready, we're going to start populating that template. Okay, so this is ready. At this point, we're going to scroll all the way down where it says Power BI, and we're going to start populating our data in our empty template. So to do that, we're going to click down here where it says Transform Data, go to Data Source Settings, and I'm going to change the empty source that I have here. First thing I'll do is populate with the database server, then the database name, and I'll click OK. In this case, I'm going to clear the permissions just because when you do it the first time, it'll ask you to log in. So I want you to see that and know where to get the information. So at this point, I can apply the changes and it's going to detect that I need permission. So I'm going to click database because I have database type credentials, copy the username, copy the database password, and click OK. There you go. We've got all of our data loaded, and we may need to change the page. In this case, it's opening it through VIM WebGL. And one last thing we can do is open the regular VIM desktop app and simply start the VIM Ultra. So this is going to allow us to run extremely large projects. So I just went in here, VIM Ultra, and said start. And when I go and change the page next time, it's going to download the file locally once and then look at how quickly it changes. And this is going to be the same for extremely, extremely large projects. So you'll have the best Power BI experience for your BIM projects in here. All right, thanks for following me in the speed run. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.